Hello, my name is Anna Ivanova and I'm a watercolor artist. Usually watercolor fans know me as a person who paints a lot of ballet, portraits, horses and so on. More orange, more opera. So now I'm painting all shadows. Again, orange and opera. Just be careful with the lights. So the eye I can cover. So all shadows should be covered. The biggest aim is to separate light from the shadow. And we need to cover the second part of the face as well. Yeah, looks scary, but just wait till the end. It will be okay. And don't forget about the highlight on the lips. And let's make softer everything. And if you think that some color goes too far, so remember that till it's wet, you can take away everything you want. And let's take orange. We need to make the reflex. Maybe I will take some scarlet. I like this course because it gives me a huge possibility as an artist and as a tutor to show all my capacity as a watercolor artist. And because I paint not only ballet, I paint a lot of themes, and I can show how to apply a lot of my tips and some particularities of technique. So, and again, so you can see how these colors can be really bright, but just let's check them in the end. and just make wet everything so the color can run a bit. You know, sometimes watercolor does amazing job, much better than me. So sometimes it just, you know, just to follow it. And now I want to correct some form. Just clean it a bit. Yeah, you need to correct it anytime because, you know, the watercolor is very alive when it's so wet, but actually so beautiful when it works. Yeah, and it's better to make soft all these things because lately we come back. So now I'm going to take this brush smaller just to construct the face features. So now I'm going to use this permanent alizarin crimson. Let me find it, it's here. But when I do something really dark, I need to dry my brush because if it contains a lot of water, so it's quite hard to control all the process. So it's better to make it a bit drier, but the basics of the brush, because if you dry the, you know, the point, so you will take away the pigment. So let's add a bit of ultramarine. I don't like the tint. Let's take a bit more scarlet. And actually you can touch eyebrows as well a bit. But if it's so dry as the air is so dry as mine right now, so it's better to work quite, you know, fast, because I can feel that, you can see that it's already, you know, it's drying so fast. So let's make it faster. Here we have the reflex. You know, I think you saw that this part was really dark in the beginning, but it depends if you compare with something. You can see that now I'm painting really dark colors, and you can see that now it looks much lighter. And again, a bit of scarlet, a bit of orange, a bit of alizarin crimson. And it's very important that the color runs. It's fast. It's drying too fast, so I need to take, you know, the brush a bit bigger because yeah, it's much faster to continue it like this. And a bit of orange again. And here we can add a bit of peacock blue and orange, and again some lilac. Oh, not lilac, it's a crimson. And again, let's make something. Let's clean some stuff. Let's make softer if it goes too far. Yeah, and actually the big form is almost finished. Just to make some things a bit softer, more exact. Yeah, when it's still wet, so you can see it can be cleaned. So now I'm going to paint the eyes and eyebrows and lips, and to finish all stuff. So, and here actually we have a light point of the head, so I would like to actually to save it, and as you can see I can take away some color. And again, let's take smaller brush, this alizarin together with Van Dyke brown, and now it's like, you know, almost without water. So you can see that it's like that, not very wet. So again, I'm painting quite dark tones. Just now you can see that all previous tones that I did weren't actually really dark. So now it's much darker. And every time it's like this, every single, now, yeah, I can see that, you know, it's dry so fast. But we need this contrast because, you know, if you don't have contrast, you can't show this light. And again, I'm taking Vanderground and alizarin crimson. And here we have the shadow too. Paint it a bit. And about the volume, so you can see that the shadow next to the light is always darker than other stuff. So it shows it shows that this point is closer to us. And now I need to paint the neck as well. But it dries so fast. Okay, I will do my best. And here again, the connection between light and shadow is always emphasized by the really dark one, with the really dark shadow, like, you know, a line. Here it should be softer. Okay, let's use a bigger brush. And we need to continue with the lips and second eye. Let's take opera and orange. The mix of these two colors gives such a saturated, really gentle lips tint. So upper lip usually is a bit darker than lower one. Of course, it depends on the light, but here we can see that this rule works. And let's make it a bit softer. And add some dark line between lips. We need to, to separate them. And I'm taking again alizarin crimson together with Van Dyke brown. And here we have some small light points that I would like to show. So now it's time to paint another eye. Also with a mix of alizarin crimson, a bit of water. And let's make it softer. And now I need to put pupils. And I'm going to use a bit of ultramarine and sepia. And maybe to put some, again, dark points, maybe not. And I'm adding a bit of alizarin crimson again. Yeah, because a person without pupils, some strange person actually, so it's better to paint a few, maybe two at least. And again, as you can see, when I add some dark points, so the portrait looks really brighter. And actually the face is almost ready, maybe just to continue the eyebrows. And yeah, and now we can continue with the head. And here I'm going to take raw sienna. With you can use all colors that are on your palette. And remember that the color of the head is darker than the face tone. So it helps us to show the face light, the light on the face. And now I'm adding Van Dyke brown together with alizarin and ultramarine, maybe a bit of sepia, because we need to paint really dark tones. But again, everything should be reddish because the light is like that. A bit more of raw sienna and orange. And let's make a bit softer everything. And now I'm adding ultramarine and sepia and a bit of ultramarine, Van Dyke brown. And again, a bit of reddish tint, such as alizarin crimson. More orange, maybe a bit of the gray. And here we should be careful with the line of the face. And now you can see when the dark stuff appears, so the face doesn't look that
that dark. So I know that everybody afraid the really dark tints, but you can see that if you put really dark background, so it looks much better. I mean, it looks very harmonic. So now I'm adding again ultramarine, a bit of Van Dyke, a bit of alizarin. More Van Dyke, more alizarin. This is the line and shadow of the head. Let's make here a bit softer because I need to continue this area. And now a bit of lilac tints for the decoration on the head. There is some flower on it, a bit of pinky. And let's draw a bit of figure. More blue-gray. So blue-gray is wonderful to paint some white things. And now we need to paint dark background, especially left part. And I'm going to use ultramarine and raw sepia. But to create such a really dark tint, I need to use the color almost just freshly from the tube. Because if you use water, so it doesn't look really dark. And now look, really dark color looks like that. But you can see the brush is almost dry. So I use only water that is on the paper. And again, maybe we can take some dioxazine that I didn't use today, but I think ultramarine and sepia does it better. Do it better. And now we can make it a bit lighter using blue-gray or peacock blue, more ultramarine. For example, to make the hat, you know, if the hat is darker than the background, so it looks much more valuable. And usually the part of the background that is next to the light part of the face is darker. So there is no problem to make darker, to make lighter this part of the picture. And I need to make head a bit darker.
Anna, some people are writing, oh great, every brush stroke is in the right place. Best ever explaining and sharing instructor.
Thank you very much. I'm really
It
so
looks amazing already.
Thank you. Yeah, just a few strokes left, just to make shadows on the camiseta on mi español, on the clothes.
Yeah, wow, amazing expressive demo. Thank you. I think I need to work more with a flat brush. Amazing, beautiful. Many thanks again. I'm surprised to see that there are no backgrounds.
Yeah, the background is always a trick, because it is just to express and emphasize the portrait. So I did my best. I hope everybody loves it.
This is so amazing, excellent demo. Anna is so wonderful. I learned so much from Anna, beautiful. Something in Spanish, or I don't know which language. Anyways, I do not speak it.
So here we go. So of course it's it's a quite fast demo for me, but I did my best, to try to express everything I have to show you. And yeah, of course, in our course that is pre-filmed, it's much slower and better explained, and so on and so on. Here we have some kind of express.
Yeah. Someone wrote here, yeah, amazing, but it's too fast. Oh yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, that's kind of like the drawback of painting online. Yeah, so in our paid program, no paid courses, you can stop anytime. You can decrease the speed and adjust it to your own